What's going on, YouTube? So today I want to talk to you about relationships and finding your tribe in college and or at the university, as well as networking and the importance that it have for your future. I'm going to dive right into it because I feel like this is one of the most important parts in college or in at a university. And we're going to start with number one, and that is the types of relationship. Now, there are many relationships that you can have inside of college. And of course, the ones I'm going to be talking about, or the few I'm going to be talking about, is number one, a personal relationship. Number two, a romantic relationship. And number three, the professional relationship. All right. And of course, we're going to start with number one, the personal relationship. Now, your personal relationship are going to be more so for your friends. These are going to be the people that you usually are going to be going to class with often. You're going to hold your study groups, as well as, go to lunch together. And, that's a very important part of, going to school. Let's not get me wrong, guys. I've personal relationships are going to be, I think they're going to be in this category. This is where you're going to have you're going to build your most relationships as far as friendships wise go, because you got to understand that this is where you're going to go to parties. You're going to get invites to certain parties. You're going to be invited to certain activities after hours. And these are the people you're going to be spending majority of your time, especially if you like sushi. You may find somebody who likes eating sushi, and then that's what y'all have to do. Y'all may have a sushi Thursday or sushi Friday, and so on and so on. Or you may have somebody who likes anime and manga, and they have anime and manga kickbacks, and it's just each his own. It depends on where you fit in and where you see yourself being fitting in comfortably. So what is the benefits of a personal relationship? All right. And I'll tell you like this. The benefit is that you're going to be able to get people like-minded around you. Majority of these people are going to be in the same classes you're in, and some of them are not. But they're going to be able to assist you as far as later down the line. They may have taken a course that you have yet to take, or they have already taken, and they can pretty much hand you down material that you're going to need. So that's one of the important benefits of a personal relationship, is that you get that small network of people around your university or college that's going to be able to assist you and help you on your way through college. Now, personal relationships. How are you going to be building these personal relationships? And this is one of the steps that you need to take as far as when it comes to socializing. You need to become a better socializer and make sure that you are using your communication skills throughout college. You're going to have there are going to be times where you're going to be in a class and you are going to be tasked with a group assignment, and y'all are going to have to present these assignments. My best advice to you guys right now is to get used to talking. As much as personality has a lot to do with it, because we have introverts, we have extroverts. That's something that you're going to have to learn and strengthen. It's going to be a skill that you're going to need to continue to polish throughout college. Once you learn how to communicate, everything else becomes better. Things just start to fall like dominoes. For instance, if you're gonna want to be with, you're gonna find people who are gonna have the similar interests to you. You're gonna be going to school, going to class with the same friends, same people that you're going to be attending classes with. Those are you guys you're going to be going to lunch with, you're going to be studying with, and they're going to also invite you into things that they do. For instance, you might find a group that does Sushi Tuesdays or Sushi Fridays. Or if you're just one of those dweebs like me who like anime and read comic books and love Marvel movies, there may be a weekend where they just have a kickback anime manga watch fest or read fest. You never know, because these are the type of things that you need to be looking out for, because this is how you kind of assimilate into the college experience. You get the full experience of not only something that you like, but also you get to step out of your comfort zone and try other things that people don't like. For instance, sushi. I never thought I would eat sushi, but I tried it one time. I got invited to a sushi outing they called it a Sushi Tuesday, or like, hey, one day they were just saying, hey, let's go get sushi. And I was like, I don't even like raw fish, so why would I go eat sushi? Oh no, come on, it'll be cool. All right, whatever. So we go eat the sushi, and I figure out it's just pretty much rice and shrimp. It's just wrapped up in a nice little wrapping, that edible wrap. You're going to get to try things by meeting these new people. They're going to be people from all over the world that are going to be in this one spot, and that's called college and university. And you don't cut yourself short of the experiences, because at the end of the day, college is about learning everybody's customs. If you grew up in a conservative household or a liberal household, you're going to go to college and you're going to meet people that you would have never known outside of their personal views of them saying it, because that's just how much y'all going to have in common. That's how much y'all going to like each other. It'll be only until then, later on down the line when, of course, they mention it and then the disagreements become, and then that's when you can separate and go your separate ways. But until then, understand where each side is coming from, so that way you can understand how they think and they can understand how you think, and you can come together and at least in the relationship on like terms, or continue the relationship. Just know there are boundaries that y'all set with each other. Type of relationship number 2, romantic relationships. Okay, so this is a touchy topic because I met my wife, who I'm still currently married to right now, in college. And a lot happened. A lot happened before I actually met my wife. Let's just put it that way. When you are dealing with a romantic relationship in college, understand that people are looking for more of dating relationships. Believe it or not, that is the ultimate goal of the everyday dater. The ultimate goal is not to be somebody's sneaky link or somebody's side piece. That is not anybody's goal. That's not fun. All right. First of all, it's dangerous and it's risky behavior. Nobody wants to have random hookups. And if you do, more power to you. But you floating down a path, or you running down the path that you don't want to be running down, because sooner or later you're going to hit that wall and it's going to be a close call. Like, just speaking from experience, of stories that I've heard and things that I've even experienced myself, that's a slippery slope that you don't want to go down. So guys, be careful with their romantic relationships. So whether you're female or you're a male and you're looking for a girlfriend or you're looking for a boyfriend, make sure you use protection, guys. This is I forgot the statistics. I can't remember in my university, my first university that I ever attended, my second university that I attended, I was taking a foundations of kinesiology, and our professor was able to pull stats from the campus medical center, and I think it was like every 3 out of 5 visits was for an STD. Yeah. So use protection. It doesn't matter who or what they look like. I don't care if they can look like gold statue, a gold obelisk. They can look like a Greek statue. I don't give a damn. Wear protection, guys, because that's some of the things like that'll mess you up, like health wise. It is mind blowing that people don't use protection, and it's crazy. And I know you're like, oh, that'll never happen to me, but goddamn, I'm not saying this for my health. And like I said, don't get caught into a loop. Don't get caught into the sick social cycle of a toxic relationship. And I'm talking about somebody you want to break up with. They want to do their own thing. He wants to go do this thing on this weekend. She wants to go do this on this weekend. She's not really bothering you. Look, guys, if somebody's not giving you their time, they're just really keeping you around for company. You're pretty much a temporary shareholder. They plan on selling your stocks soon. That's the only way I can literally put that. You'll find people who are really into you, and a lot of people there are a lot of relationships that I know in college that I graduated, and I still see those relationships still going on and powering through. The romantic relationship can be utilized for anybody's benefit, because you never know who you never know who you'll meet that can actually help you and assist you through your life struggles. You're gonna be people who suffer with severe depression, and you're gonna want to, like, the natural thing for a human being is to want to help this person. But at the end of the day, I'm just gonna let you guys know you're not Superman. A lot of people need to go through their own healing phase. And through that, the person who's doing the healing is going to learn a lot about themselves. They're going to be able to set aside their differences, and they're going to be able to see things more realistically once they are done healing. While they're healing, they're going to need time and space, and you don't want to smother somebody who's healing with themselves, because don't give people a pacifier. Don't allow people to use you as a pacifier, especially if they want to heal. They're healing, because not only you could get hurt, but they could hurt themselves too. My thing is, guys, when you're dealing with romantic relationships, just make sure you are aware of who you're dealing with. You guys have common interests, and y'all are being monogamous at that point. Because if you're not, you're gonna end up in a university clinic getting treated for STD. Sorry, that's the truth. Now, professional relationships. If you go to a big university, the chances that you're going to be able to actually meet your professor is probably going to be that much. And that's simply because most professors in these universities, they don't have the time to give students one-on-one. That's why they have assistants literally everywhere, even for lab. It's usually a lab assistant doing the labs, so you won't be able to even get with your college professor and even ask them questions. Most likely, you're gonna have to schedule a meeting. And if you're not a female, which most college professors are men, it's gonna be kind of hard to get a meeting and a decent one at that. That's just, sorry guys. However, it's not impossible, because I like to say, when there's a will, there's a way. All right, remember that. And if you set yourself up in position to get that meeting, you'll get it. You earn it. All right. Now, guys, what happens if you go through your whole 4-year, 5-year college experience and you choose not to socialize? It's going to be rough. The fact that you are in a sociable, an environment where socializing is encouraged, where you're going to have to work with other students, you're going to need to, at some point, step out and socialize and find your tribe. And believe me, there's a group for anything and every interest. So what I'm telling you guys is that find those relationships, build those connections, so that way you can use them later on down in life. And I'll come back to you in a second at the end of the video. And for number 2, all right, this is going to be for the organizations in the universities. So we already know we have fraternities. We already know there are sororities. These are going to be other resources that you can use to socialize and branch out and get those experiences. Because if you don't know, sororities are like sisterhoods, and the fraternities are brotherhoods. Those are things you don't give up for the rest of your life. So if you join these groups, you have a second family. You've created a second family. And that is important, because humans want to feel important, and that gives you something to look forward to, because you can take great confidence in saying, hey, I am part of so-and-so fraternity. I'm part of so-and-so sorority. And that alone is a good reason to want to socialize and step out and join these organizations. And if fraternities and sororities aren't your thing, believe me, there are other things out there, especially if you're an athlete. There are other things out there, especially if you're an athlete. You got your football team and your football teammates. You have your basketball team in basketball, soccer, football, baseball, so on and so on. Tennis, it goes on. There's always a group, an in crowd for you to join. And even if you don't play any sports in college, they have intramural sports and also the rec center where people hang out literally every day. Make sure also, make sure you're utilizing the building resources, because you're paying for them in tuition anyway, so might as well use them. Just like I mentioned before, your mental well-being. There are so many people who are going to have mental breakdowns in college. I can't, if I could get the number, how many mental breakdowns happens every semester, it would be millions. It has to be. Guys, it is important to have friends in a supporting group away from your family, because you don't want to get it to the point where your family has to come and pick you up from college. You don't want it to go that far. Find your in-group. Find somebody on campus. Psychology department. Oh, guys. Like I said, I have a degree in psychology. So even in the psychology department, we had Professors who are actually licensed counselors, they still practice professionally. That's just a good resource for you to utilize. And having friends that are there for you who can understand and maybe even going through the same thing as far as depression, anxiety, that kicks up, especially around midterms and finals, week finals, the finals at the end of the semester. Just great resources because that's one of the things that people are going to battle with. You're going to see students come to school and they don't come back, which is the sad truth. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure if you see something, just say something. Guys, a compliment, you never know. A compliment will brighten up somebody's day. So that person could be thinking about ending it all, and you simply acknowledge something that they really thought you, whether it's a favorite shirt that they always wear, a hairpin that she wears, a favorite pair of sneakers this guy puts on that nobody noticed that he really loves. And that could snap them from all those negative thoughts, and they could snap and be like, hey, man, what was I thinking? We make decisions on the split second, and that could be literally life or death. So that's what these groups for, guys. Not only that, but it just help you build that emotional support group that you're going to need throughout this college experience. And number 3, networking. So when I was in graduate school, I graduated in 2018 with my master's degree in business administration. I got an MBA. 2018. They were always talking about networking. Network this, network that, network this. And I'm like, I was a little skeptical at first because I was like, how does this networking works if, you know, John over there has a dad who works for Exxon, CEO, or his dad plays golf with the CEO of Kodak and, you know, and Xerox and so on and so on. How does networking actually work? Because to me, they actually had the advantage. And you better believe that there are people who do have that advantage. They are simply going through college as a, what is the word? As a formal proceeding. This is just a formality. There are people who already have jobs lined up for them, and college is a formality for them. So they're rocking it out. They're having the best time of their life. They're the ones who are driving the BMW and the Mercedes. So how do you network if you don't have one? And if you're like most other students who are going to be going to school poor, who are not going to have vehicles freshman year, especially certainly not your freshman year. You're going to end up getting a vehicle sometime sooner or later. But when you first get there, you may not have a vehicle. So how do you network? And this is how you network, because this is something that I wish I would have knew while I was in school. You're going to be meeting people, even in college, that are going to be professionals, engineers, lawyers, doctors. These people are going to be willing to talk to you and give you information as far as cell phone numbers, emails, social media handles. Make sure you keep them, save them, so that way when you finally graduate college, you get that degree or you get this certain amount of college credits that you need, you can contact them and start building your experience. This is what people don't understand. When you're in college, you're building experience, first of all. If you don't know that, once you're in college, you're actually building experience. When you apply for a job after college and they're saying, oh, you need 4 years experience, 5 years experience. Let me ask you this. If you're in college, each year is worth 1 year experience. Use that on your resume. And there are certain ways you can tailor it on your resume to make that look like, it work really well with the job description. How I know this, let's just say I went to graduate school, so I'm in my business administration degree specializes in human resource management. So there's ways to make your resume work. You just simply got to know how to use it and what to put on it, especially if you've worked part-time jobs. You got to be able to quantify your experience, and it is possible, guys. It is possible. Networking also deals with your personality. Extroverted people, people who are extroverted by nature don't have an issue networking. You guys can get in the room and you guys can talk, and nobody, if nobody tell you to shut up, you're gonna continue to talking no matter what. However, a more introverted person, they actually rather not speak in large settings. We're going to sit back and we're just going to observe because that's where we feel most comfortable. Even the pressure is something about being into larger areas where people are mingling. It makes us shrink, and not so that we don't have a voice. It's just that this sudden weight of anxiety and stress just starts to weigh in on us, and we just have to kind of withdraw for a second just to protect our mental being. And it has nothing to do with, being scared or shocked or frightened to speak to people. It's just this, we can't help it. We literally can't help it. It's part of our personality. It's like encoded in us. And if you think about it evolutionary wise, there's a reason for every personality because, let's just say, we made it this far. Human civilization made it this far with introverted and extroverted people. So yeah, it's for a reason. Yeah, so our personalities has a lot to do with how we network. So guys, just make sure you are taking a mental effort to continue to write down information as far as connections and people that you meet. Get a journal and jot down who you met and put that contact information down and send the email, send the follow-up email. Just like you apply for a job in the future, you're going to send a follow-up email after interview because you're going to want to thank the interviewer or the recruiter for bringing you in for an interview, allowing you to interview. Most people who go and interview for a job, either at the beginning or the end, usually get selected for the job, and that's called a primacy effect and a recency effect. So make sure you are following up and time it just right to pretty much where you're going to be the last person to send that email, or you're going to be the first person to send the email. So guys, make sure you are taking notes, you're writing down these contacts, and you're not losing your references because that's how networking starts. All right, guys, if you like videos like this where I'm talking about how to navigate the college experience, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like and click that bell for notification so you can be alerted when I upload my next video. All right. So guys, until next time, thank you for watching. Peace out.